And welcome to another mini episode of Ask the Atlas. And today's experts / idiots are myself, Nick, and Sacha. So we don't have that many questions this week, but some interesting ones nevertheless. So let's have a look and see what we've got. So first of all, Patrick's been back in touch, and he wants to know our thoughts on the best ever and worst ever national team jersey. He says, I would like to say Denmark's 27-18 away jersey is the best. I might be biased. And nominate the USA 94 denim kit as the worst. Yes, I'll be slaughtered for it, I know. Yes, Patrick, you will. That denim kit, I love it. I mean, it's kind of tasteless in a certain way, but that's exactly the kind of kit that I like to get enthusiastic about. And it's got huge stars on it as well. And I mean, stars on a shirt, for me, always equal a good shirt.
I think the only disappointing thing with that shirt, so yeah, Patrick is completely wrong. The only disappointing thing is that they never wore it with the home shorts, because if you remember, the home kit came with denim shorts. And
double denim. That's it.
Double denim.
It could have been the most status quo kit there's ever been, but they've obviously missed that opportunity. But still, no, I can't agree with that. It's a beast. But yeah, I mean, I had a little think about the best ever and worst ever, and it's kind of hard to come up with a proper answer for that on just a little think. So I just grabbed a couple and thought of a wee justification. So the best ever is, well, what I have picked out of my collection as the best ever, and I've shown it before, but I really love it, is this DR Congo shirt. And my reason for putting it forward as the best ever is that it is a design that kind of pleases traditionalists and people who like something a bit interesting. And, you know, that seems to be quite a divide in the shirt community. You get people like me and like most of us who like anything that's kind of mental. And then you get people who hate anything that's mental and only want something that's a really plain, ordinary sort of design. This is sort of simple but exciting at the same time. I mean, the badge is simple. It's just a star. It's kind of classic RDC. It was before they adopted the Mad Tigers one. And it's just a sash, really. But what a great sash. The way they've just double lined it with the yellow. That shade of blue and red just work together great with the yellow. So I'm nominating that as my best ever because it kind of It's a people pleaser for people on both sides of that divide. And my choice for worst ever is one we mentioned in our Caribbean episode, which you may or may not have seen depending when we release these. It is this Curacao shirt by Beltona, and it's just awful. I mean, look at it. So yeah, there's nothing going on. Nothing going on. It's like you've been given this beautiful canvas, and what have you done? You have put a very small B in the corner, and that's it. Well done. So it's not like
I've never even noticed that.
It's rubbish, isn't it? It's not like there was no design at play here at all, because they've taken the time not just to transfer it, like the badge is basically kind of photocopied in, like they've used a printer or something. But this is actually an embroidered B, and yeah, it is awful. It was my first Curacao shirt, and I was happy to tick that box, but really, a nonsense of a shirt. So they would be...
In fairness to Beltona, I think that was a stopgap, and they brought out a cracking series of shirts afterwards.
Yeah, absolutely. I was like so surprised when they unveiled this bad boy soon after, and you're like, these are opposite ends of the cool shirt spectrum, you know. But yeah, they're my nominations. I don't know, Nick, have you got any thoughts on this?
Yeah, I mean, you've sprung this question up on me without the prep that you've been able to put into it. So my favourite shirt, my all-time greatest shirt, I think, is that Antigua and Barbuda Verma shirt that Jacob managed to get his hands on.
Yeah, it's wild.
I'm just so gutted that I didn't get it, because I remember seeing it on sale when I first started for I think it's about 120 quid. And I didn't realise at the time how rare that was.
Yeah.
And so I didn't get it, and I didn't see it again for another 10 years. And it came on eBay, and I went up to £265 or something, and I still didn't win it because Jacob has deeper pockets than me, apparently.
At least it resides with Jacob, and he is a very deserving owner of it. So definitely,
it's such a fantastic shirt, and yeah, I'm so pleased that someone in the community's got it in their collection. Yeah, so I think that's the greatest one. As for the worst, there's so many reasons. I mean, you've gone for a really boring one, but I think some of those Diodora ones with the tightness, I don't like at all. I know that Eric seems to like the Star Wars collar, but I've got a Malta one. It's in a pile somewhere. I really don't like it, and I think it's more that maybe it's designed for a sportsman rather than a fan. But the idea of putting something on that feels like you're putting a wetsuit on is it's not my favourite. And there's no design to it. There's no, a Malta shirt should have the Maltese cross on it.
Yeah, so much you can do.
And it didn't have any of that going for it. So yeah, it was a plain, boring shirt. They whacked a badge on, and it felt horrible. There's nothing going for it at all.
All right, thank you very much, Nick. So Sacha, I know this has just been kind of dropped on everybody, but what are your initial thoughts when somebody asks you what the best ever national team jersey is, and then the worst?
Yeah, I would love to start with the worst, and I mean, it is definitely this Moldova shirt.
Yeah.
Because it is red.
Yeah.
I mean, essentially it is red.
I've got the blue version of this, and you will never guess what. It's blue.
It does have a very badly printed on logo, which is entirely washed out.
Yeah, kind
after
of
just
felt
5 years or so.
Sort of feeling.
Yeah, I don't have the felty feeling anymore because it's entirely washed out.
You've worn it so often.
Yeah.
I never wore it. Yeah, it's absolutely terrible. I mean, it really doesn't have anything. Yet it is one of my favorite shirts because I got it for €1 when Moldova shirts used to be very, very rare.
Yeah, well, that's something.
And I do have a very unusual choice for the best one because I think it is unfair and impossible to really name the best football shirt.
Yeah, exactly.
Of all
That's
times.
it. I mean, I could have said Uganda's Three Cranes, but we've looked at it so many times.
I think there are hundreds, but what I really love is this one.
It is
because it's all about the effort. I mean, I've spoken to the company which is doing these. It's Sol's Collection. And it's basically a t-shirt shop in Portugal, which is selling these for €2.50. So what happened here is that the FA really couldn't afford buying a kit. So they asked a friend in Portugal to go to that shop and just buy cheap shirts. But they still somehow put the entire Guinea-Bissau flag on it.
Yeah.
Because
it
was important to them. So I think this is actually a lot of effort.
Yeah, and it's kind of unique as well. I mean, yeah, I can't think of another shirt that really looks like that at all, really. Even
and you can
close,
even see like the star. It wasn't a star. Like somebody cut it out. It has a lot of.
Oh yeah.
Like it isn't really regular shape.
Yeah, it's just a guy with
I
a
just
craft
like
knife.
the effort. Like they really wanted to have something special, although they could just afford a simple white tee, and they made the best out of it. So, yeah, this is it for me.
That's great. It's an unusual choice. I wouldn't have seen it coming, but it's a great shout. Okay, Patrick, well, I hope that kind of answers your question somewhat. But yeah, I mean, the thing about that question is, like, you would pick a different shirt probably every day of the week, really. So those are today's best shirts ever. What else? Oh yeah, Pete has been in touch asking, do any of you ever see a time in the future when you stop collecting and or sell your collection? So I don't know, Sacha, do you want to go first on that one?
I have no idea. I mean, I've thought about that, and I do have that dream of when I'm finishing to travel to a home match of every single country in the world and gift my shirt to a random fan who couldn't afford one. So that is kind of the vision I have of what I want to do next. And I think you can find a kit in every country in the world. Like if you go to England, to an England match, I'm sure there are kids who don't have a shirt. and just give it to him. I don't see myself really selling it. Like, I don't really want to make money out of it. I don't know. It just isn't a financial asset I'm holding. It was always about the fun and the passion. I think the saddest part in it that I've learned along the way is that in many countries, people aren't able to buy shirts of the national team, even though they really care. Like, even in countries like, I don't know, say Zimbabwe, I know that they never had a national team shirt for sale in Zimbabwe until maybe 2 years ago. And I think it's an absolute shame because people love football. They love the national team, but they have no chance of ever getting a shirt. So that kind of was always my vision, to give my Zimbabwe shirt to somebody in Zimbabwe at least. But yeah, I don't know if I ever managed to visit every single country for
that's
probably
it.
not.
That's it, you know.
I don't think that Zimbabwe are even allowed to host games at the moment. I think that their stadium's been shut down for being unsafe, so they don't even get to play home games at the moment. It's actually crazy in a country like that.
Yeah, I think about that vision, there is a lot of logistics to consider. I mean, I wouldn't like to go to a home Syria match currently. So.
Yeah, exactly. Or in a home Afghanistan match. If there won't be any, who knows what's going to happen there. But that's a really nice kind of ambition to have, actually. And who knows? But yeah, I mean, I just really like that because that's it. It's kind of about the romance of the whole thing, you know. It's about the story, and that is completely another story. And that'd definitely be worth a nice article in a magazine. The guy who collected all the shirts and then gave them all back. And a lot of people will be like, "What? Why? Why would you do that?" But like, no, I think that's really nice. Nick, I mean,
in terms of stopping collecting, I've definitely sort of changed the way I'm doing it. I think I started off by just making sure I got a shirt, and I didn't really care what that shirt was. And I mentioned this in the past, that if I was to start again, I would definitely be focusing more on which shirts I wanted. But it's worth bearing in mind that when we started off, these like that Jamaica shirt you've got behind you, you could pick that up for 25 quid 10 years ago. And
I did.
And in fact, I think I said in one of these episodes previously that those Jamaica shirts are going to rocket in value because you can still get them for 50 quid. And sure enough, they're going for like 150 quid now. So I saw that one coming, and sure enough, it's done exactly that. So I think my focus has changed more that when I see a shirt I want, I will really sort of focus on that. And actually my focus this year has been more about researching, finding photographs of the shirts and really looking at what the kit history are and everything. And it's helped me that I'm no longer just searching on eBay and like ad sites and stuff trying to get the actual shirts, because I'm now able to sort of focus managing on this. I'm enjoying it just as much. So I think my focus has changed, and when I see stuff that I really want and I think will really add to my collection, I will pick it up. I'm not just going to pick up a Belarus shirt because it's match one, Sacha.
Sorry.
But you know, I've got my sub collections. If I see a Botswana shirt I don't have, I'm going to buy it. And if I see a Bhutan shirt that I don't have a match one one of, I'm definitely going to buy it. So I think it's more focusing. I don't need to concentrate on just getting the quantity.
But can you ever imagine a time when you're not collecting?
Well, I think no, that's not going to happen because it's too big a part of it, and for a start, it's such a big part of my life. It's just it is my hobby, and this is what I do. I think about it all the time. I chat to people on Twitter, and like Twitter's phenomenal for it. Like the amount of information you get through that, it's definitely. I feel like I was quite late to the game with that. I think all of us were, weren't we?
I absolutely was. Yeah, I think everyone was on Twitter before me.
And then it's great because you get to chat to so many different people about that.
That's it.
I think my end game is a little bit different to Sacha's. I've envisaged this quite a few times, that like the final episode of the Polyester Atlas will be when we're reading through my will and you're playing like that. You know, when you're picking football teams and you're going, right, that's who I want on my team. That's just going to be my shirt collection.
As it gets divided up amongst other collectors.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what's happening with mine.
Yeah, I've thought of much the same thing as well. Actually, you're going, what would happen if I died? Who would get
That'll
my
be the
shirt?
penultimate episode.
Yeah, Yeah. Well, so yeah. If it's me that pops it first, then someone else will have to do the editing. So,
blimey.
yeah.
So you can't. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. Deal. I will carry on. Yeah. I mean, people definitely have asked me this question before in the past. Would you ever sell it? And my initial response to that is always, well, who's going to buy it? Who's going to literally rock up and say, I will give you, I don't know. I have no idea how much my collection is worth, but let's say
40 grand-ish, isn't it?
Yeah, let's say 40 grand. Who's going to rock up and want to spend 40 grand on all my football shirts? It would have to be a Saudi prince or something like that who had that kind of money to burn. Would I sell everything off one by one? That seems like a huge amount of effort. I mean, I've definitely slowed down in my collecting, and I think I am very much going to have to slow down in my collecting because a change in family circumstances may be upon me soon. So, your priorities change in life. I mean, that's definitely the case. And I've collected stuff in the past. I kind of collected Iron Maiden stuff for years and years and years, and then I kind of grew out of that eventually. But then I do still buy some Iron Maiden stuff. I can't really imagine not being interested in football shirts, and I would think that for as long as I am interested in football shirts, I will probably carry on picking up some football shirts here and there that I like. So I guess I can't really imagine selling it. I mean, I would like to display it, really.
That's definitely the goal, isn't it?
Yeah, I would quite like a sports bar to turn up and say, we would be interested in displaying a shirt from every country in the world. We will give you X amount a year to kind of lease them, And I don't think that's a totally unrealistic thing. If any sports bars are watching and you want to do that, get in touch, because really you just kind of want to be able to sort of share them with the world. That's kind of what the blog's all about and what Twitter's all about and what the Polyester Atlas is all about. I don't think we're doing this to go, oh, look at the shirts that we've got. It's more to go, oh, look at the shirts that there are. It's, that's always been the kind of enthusiasm underpinning the entire quest of trying to collect them all. So anyway, the short answer would be no. I don't really envisage a time when I stop collecting. It's not going to happen, Pete.
Have you?
I think I have to pedal back from my response as well. I think that's the issue. I will always be interested in football shirts, so probably when I fly to Oman to gift my football shirt to somebody, I would probably go to the FA afterwards
and buy another Oman shirt. So actually, what you will have is some kind of mad revolving doors collection with a one in, one out kind of policy. So
that's probably what is going to happen, if we're honest.
That's another great idea, because then you're going to end up with a completely different collection in 20 years' time.
Have either of you ever sold any of your shirts?
I actually did. I mean, in the beginning, I had a very strict rule of only one shirt per country.
We all started with that.
I sold on everything else, mostly to you guys.
Yeah, I did
even gifted them to you guys.
Yeah, same as well. I mean, when I got that Grenada shirt from the East Caribbean, I had the home and away, and one of them I sold or swapped with Nick. In fact, I think I swapped one as well with you, Sacha, for the Mongolia shirt. That was my first Mongolia shirt. So yeah, I mean, I was very much kind of one per nation, and then it all goes mad and someone offers you a mix-up of 10 Belarus shirts, and you're a bit like, oh yeah, I can't really resist that, so let's just do it. Yeah. Okay, well, thanks very much for that, Pete. The fact is, we're going to be collecting and probably making episodes of the Polyester Atlas sporadically forever. So I hope you have a long attention span. There is one more question, and it is a bit of a random one. It is from Christopher Chetwood. I think Nick's neighbour, if I recall correctly.
He is my neighbour, yeah.
Yeah. Who's one of our regular viewers, which is nice.
Hey, Nick's neighbour.
And he says, I understand why shirts are collected, but I was wondering if there were any socks worth showing off. And I'm like, that's niche. I mean, there probably aren't many football socks collectors. But I had a rake around, and I do actually have 2 pairs of international football socks to show off.
Blimey.
And one of them actually goes quite nicely with the Oh, wow. Are those all socks?
No, carry on. I'm just looking for some socks.
Okay. No, I was going to say one goes nicely because I picked that Democratic Republic of Congo shirt as possibly my greatest ever international football shirt.
Oh, they did have cool socks, didn't they? Yeah.
For a while, they sold the socks that went with them. They didn't have the shirts, but on classic football shirts, they sold the socks that went with them. So not only do I have that brilliant shirt, I also have these socks that go with them. And you know, I dig that. Again, just awesome colours, the yellow and the red and the blue, and they've got area on them. So yes, I have these socks here. I wouldn't have said they were particularly special, but they're pretty niche. And to be honest, it was a moment when I realised I was possibly too far in when I was on classic football shirts buying Democratic Republic of Congo socks. You're kind of like, I may have a problem here. And
do you get the feeling that they only stopped them because of us?
Yeah,
no one else is going to buy them.
Yeah, I have no idea. They must be like, those idiots will buy anything. And the other pair, I mean, nobody likes holy socks, but I have holy socks. These are Vatican City match-worn socks. Because when I got my Vatican City shirt, I also got the shorts with them, and I also got the socks with them. So there you go. They're probably the holiest of all socks, and they came with a letter of authenticity, and I know these are quite often guff, but this one is not guff. The guy bought basically the whole squad's worth of old kit from Vatican, and that's the letter that he got from
to authenticate your socks.
Città del Vaticano. Yeah, so to authenticate my amazing holy socks. So there you go. Those are the special socks in my collection, and I don't know if anyone has anything to add to that.
Well, I don't have any. I don't have any socks in my collection. But as soon as I heard the question, I knew what the answer was. So this is Sao Tome and Principe, when their under 20s bizarrely started wearing Ekis, who I believe equip roller hockey teams, and for some reason the Sao Tome and Principe. Now I have the shirt. It's terrible quality, but an awesome design. But look at those socks; they are just ridiculous.
Brilliant.
And complement the shirt absolutely beautifully.
Yeah. They look like tights on some of these lads as well.
Well, I think that's more about their height than anything else. Although actually, that material does look
stretchy.
Yeah. And the goalkeeper also. Oh no, hold on, he's wearing Adidas. We'll ignore the goalkeeper.
Brilliant.
There we go.
Excellent choice. So, Sacha, you have any socks?
Yeah, socks. I do have about 10 pair, I think, but most of them I'm actually wearing. So they're
At the same
I've washed
time?
them all.
Right now, you mean?
In general. When actually I play football, I wear them. So I don't have them all here. I just found these, and I have no idea from which team they even are.
Okay, let's guess.
They could be
Tuvalu. Or
It's
Tuvalu.
It's actually from Sondico.
Sondico. Who wears Sondico?
I can't think of anyone wearing Sondico.
I have no idea. Maybe I've just have random football shirts.
I
here.
bet that's some
Socks?
Canifa side, maybe.
Oh,
Possibly. And then I have these, and I think they aren't branded or anything, but
Oh, they're Hummel.
Hummel.
they are from Hummel,
They
exactly.
got chevrons on them.
They are from the Western Isles.
Oh, there you go. I mean, that's almost more niche than Vatican City.
Is that like New Hebrides?
Yeah, it's the New Hebrides. And I bought a short, I wrote their FA, and they sent me a shirt, shorts, and socks, and a letter going with it saying they are all match worn. And I'm still not sure if I should be happy to have match worn
Socks. Yeah, I know. I don't know. I was definitely happy to have some match worn socks. But yeah, I mean, that's niche. I must say I've never really come across an international football sock collector in my years on Twitter. But I guess you never know. It kind of takes all sorts. There are some crazy people out there. Okay, Christopher, I hope that has answered your slightly niche question. If you can get even more niche for a question for next time, then that would be greatly appreciated.
We might speak about socks, about shorts. Sorry.
I think socks are more niche than shorts. You know.
Yeah, I do actually have an absolute ton of shorts.
Same here.
Yeah,
So
I never know what to do with them. I just roll them up and put them in a box. I've got
Yeah.
2 boxes.
same here.
Same here, exactly. Don't know what to do with them either.
And like
We
the
can do an
Liberia
episode-
ones. The
we can
Liberia
do
ones are official, whereas the shirts we got sent, I don't think were. So I've got like legit Liberia shorts.
to go with a dodgy shirt.
We can do a shorts episode or speak about random fakes and stuff we got. I got tons of that. I have polo shirts where the players go for lunch with from Niger, for example.
We could do a fakes episode. That would be quite interesting, actually. Yeah.
Maybe we can do an episode about all the other stuff.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah. I mean, we've pretty much committed earlier on to carrying this on forever, so I guess we'll cover most topics eventually. All right. Well, thank you very much for your questions, gentlemen. And as ever, if you have a question for the Polyester Atlas, then you can. Well, the best way to get in touch with us is over Twitter, to be honest. We are at Polyester Atlas, rather disappointingly predictably. Yes, get in touch. Ask us, if you value our expertise or if you just want to confuse idiots, then fine. We're absolutely the place to get in touch with. Thanks very much, and check out our full-length episode coming soon. Bye!
Bye.